Howdy everyone, welcome back to more for the 2023 Imperium Cup. For Dune Imperium, the Rise of X and Immortality expansions. I'm your host and commentator, the BlackShadow, and today we're continuing our coverage of the group stages for the competition. In particular, Group M, and definitely in particular is going to be Dreizo, who is returned to the competition to defend his title from winning the first ever Imperium Cup last year. And he is returned to defend the title. Group M itself, here's the standings currently, has seen plenty of action already. 6 out of 10 games played. Dreizo to play in 3 of them still, who will be featuring this one, alongside Avenger, NK, Fumbles, and Webben. With not a lot of time left in the group stages, it does mean that every match now, pretty darn important. Starting at the top here, Webben with 12 points from his free play, 2 wins and a third place. Will feel that if he can finish probably in the top 2 finish on 15, he'd feel like he's pretty much got a top 2 finish secured and will find himself into the quarterfinals. But Cherry Jane and Andrews hoping for a slip up on Webben so they can take advantage of that themselves. An Engine NK currently in 4th place with a win and a 2nd place, leaving him in a chance of chasing down Webben, so obviously it's going to be pretty big for him here. He's going to fancy qualifying in some form, but a 4th place here would leave things pretty dicey regardless, so needs a strong result here. And yeah, Dreizo and Fumbles have only played 1 game so far, not against each other, it should be noted. Dreizo winning his first match playing as Paul Atreides. Fumbles coming 2nd to Cherry J with a lazy Kaz, which sounds like quite a funky match, especially when the game Fumbles played was against Tezia, Ilban, and Hundro, so all meta. Getting 2nd place with a laser, I'd be pretty happy with that. It means that all things considered, these are 4 of the current, probably best records in the division so far. All 4 players north of 25% in the average points rating. So this is going to be a pretty close game, I think. It's going to be very tough, and it's a big one for Dreizo. If he can win this, he can challenge the top of the table. But anything less than that, and it is going to be probably some difficult work to make up the distance. Alright, so getting ourselves ready for the match here. Avenger has got the red seat, which means it'll be Dreizo to pick first in 4th position. You meant to wait for me to go through stuff for you pick leaders. Like, oh dear, never mind. In any event, we'll get to that in a second. I'm not surprised to see Dreizo pick Helena. I was going to say, I wonder if Helena's up the top row. Let's do the row first here. So, Yusuf and Slick Farmer on the Talaxu row. Yusuf's fun, but it is kind of expensive. Slick Farmer's I've seen in a few rows now, but no one's really taken it in any matches so far. Just because Slick Farmer's kind of gone out of fashion, even though it was a pretty strong. You know, people liked it at first. Imperium Rose got a couple of decent cards from In Politics. Shout out and Esmar 2X specifically look pretty good. But Benja's Nishit's alright. And Shout out Mapes is a better card than I think it looks, and one that I definitely quite enjoy using. Tex, we got the expensive flagships for the point. But then we got wind traps and artillery here as well. Everyone's just picking their leaders, apparently. So nice now I've got the choices to that. So what leaders did we have here? Unity Kaz, Paul, Laser, Hundro, and Helena. So makes sense for 4th position. Back in the day, 4th position definitely used to get taken a lot for especially in the Rise of X days. Yeah, just start picking leaders now, I guess. Helena used to get picked a lot because 4th position was kind of struggling, and it's a way to kind of play and be unobtrusively. Dreizo has played an absolute bucket ton of Helena, even though this is probably Helena's in her weakest form in Immortality. You know, it's muscle memory, it's what you know. So 100 gets taken in 3rd, which I don't hate at all. I think that's fine. Choice between economic positioning or breakthrough early. Ooh. Probably economic. I don't know. The problem with economic is you take that. That's basically been in your hand for the entire game. So, you know, got to be a little bit careful about that. Ekaz taken in 1st position. He finds his ring. I wonder if he might rip the row immediately trying to find something. We'll see. And then Yuna in 2nd position after that. 100 does go for breakthrough. So let's get ourselves underway here and get this match started. There are clocks here, but there's no time limits, just as a warning. And it is the Influence Solari Skirmish. Probably the best skirmish in the game. And Hundred Moritani is the first person to get the Hardy Warriors, and he's got both daggers. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And he's going to want a piece of that. Helena's going to want to try and probably target a second place finish as well. See how things go. So, smuggling for Ekaz, pretty standard opening. Yuna, assumably, will fold space twice for shipping. Hunjo's going to struggle a little bit to get hold of shipping early here. He's going to need probably a bit of help. Wow, no. Yuna instead opts to go still suits early. Wow. Is Yuna going for still suits and looking to early reveal for Esmar Tuek, I wonder? Interesting. Well, Hunjo's got a bit of a choice here. He's only got one Diplo, so it's Hardy Warriors or Fold Space. I think I'd still be going Hardy Warriors here, truthfully. I think I'd still be going Hardy Warriors a lot of the time. Helena getting ready with the ring. I think he's probably going to ring Esmar here. Opts to Fold Space instead, so Helena's going to grab Artillery and pull Esmar. Yep, so Yuna is going to have to... Well, my goodness me. Well, Talaxu Master turns up instead then, as does Memo Corders. So Yuna might, if Yuna was thinking of revealing beforehand, she's definitely considering revealing early now here. That is, that's a heck of a turn up for her. Ekaz rips the row, A out of scarce, and B because he wanted something better to Signet Ring, but he's got both. In the Shadows found, so that'll be taken there, which means Yuna might as well go Imperial Basin if Ekaz doesn't, and does. Picks up the breakthrough that Hunjo had. Hunjo knows that. Ekaz has got both his daggers. He probably has to put all three in here. He probably has to put in all three. The problem is he knows that Hunjo knows that he's not got a battle intrigue here. Hunjo might end up... but Hunjo obviously doesn't have any access to putting in troops here. Is Helena gonna steal this victory? We'll see. Helena has no daggers whatsoever, though, so we'll see what happens. Yuna might as well act here, I think. I think Imperial Basin is fine. You could just reveal, but I don't really see a point of doing that now. Imperial Basin's there. It's good for you. It gets experimenting. It limits stuff for Hunjo if he's got his ring. I think it's totally fine to do that. Do you put in the extra troop here? You've got a dagger behind. Probably not. Probably not. So Hunjo has to go Haga Basin if he wants to take an action. It's the only legal move he's got. And Helena is going to have the option of potentially going to of Hardy Warriors here. I don't know if Helena will get involved, though. Helena wants to get the money, is the thing. So you might Hardy... Well, I was going might Hardy Warriors and put in one. Now I'm not even going to worry about it. So just go in Wealth and just we'll wait here with the double daggers next round and hope for some points. So Ekaz reveals for a couple of daggers. Hunjo is going to have to, unfortunately, settle... Hunjo put in both troops was interesting. Is he going to economic positioning immediately here? I think he might, by the looks of it. I don't know what's going to happen here. Should be interesting. But he's going to pip in front of Yuna regardless. So, Yuna taking Imperial Spy and the Liaison. Hunjo's got two. I don't think he's going to do much of anything here. And Helena's going to take Esmar Tuek here. And just rely on the resources to do the work. So, Hunjo's not going to use economic here. I don't think. He'll sit with the 3 coins. So I think what Hunjo's going to look to possibly do is go Wealth and then put in 2 troops and then use economic to get his Swordmaster next round. I think that's what he's looking to possibly do here. Maybe go Carthag with his ring, something like that. We shall see. So round 2, Imperial Basin is up. It's pretty decent. So what's Yuna's plan here? Yuna foregoing Fold Space. So just not even worried about it. Just going to go smuggling here. Man, it's kind of strange for Hunjo here. Hunjo just has to go Fold Space and then, yeah. Can't really turn this down, can you? Bit surprising, this. Helena's going to Insta-Mentat here with a dagger when you got artillery. So, Helena wants the combat. Paused experimentation, which I don't know if that's what she was looking for, but she's got it. Both running spots were hit first round, so there's nothing bonus there. Ekaz with both his Diplos. I would expect Ekaz to go Steel Suits first here. Does. Obviously wants to lock up the Great Flat Spice. Probably has to go and take it. Might even take it this round, we'll see. Yuna goes Wealth. So, trying to get ready for her Swordmaster, ASAP. Hundro's going to ring it to shipping. Might as well. Gets the insta-cash in. I tell you what, I would actually love to see Hundro Moritani bump up here and not cash in. But he's going to do it for Swordmaster, that's why. I would have liked to have seen Hundro not manage to find a way not to do that, but I guess he kind of have to. Doesn't opt to bump spacing yet, which is a little surprising. Helena just has to go Haga Basin, not much to do. Kaz has a couple of choices. Hardy Warriors is still sitting there. I actually quite like Hardy Warriors. You don't even have to put them all in. You could literally just Hardy Warriors and just limp in one troop, and you're basically going Hardy Warriors and getting money for it. Getting water for it. Like, you don't have to go Great Flat. For me, I'm going Hardy Warriors, personally, and limping the troop in. Because you're going to be able to get even more spice Great Flat. But maybe he's thinking save the Seek allies so that he can look to go conspiring next round, I'm guessing is the idea. So Yuna reveals for a couple, won't do anything. Hunter's going to reveal for 4. What if you might go for Lasan here? No, True Sayer it is. Helena gets the early selective. So, nice, easy result for Helena. 4 for Ekaz. Players flying through our actions here. We'll do our best to keep up with it. But of course, it's still sitting there. Someone's going to make a die for this. I don't know who it's going to die for. Probably Ekaz, I'm guessing. So, Helena's just going to get to 5 and punt. Lasan's not outrageous, but it's just going to gamble and try and find better. Well, still see Manufacturers found. Benny's Sister, the Delegates. Some alright cards there. I think Still Suits is the logical choice here, as Helena. With the circle access, that's always pretty good. And Helena might just jam the Fremen Alliance here, and then look to just basically play completely, just untouched for all the gates. Kind of what you do is, Helena, you just set yourself up and do your own thing, and say, well, none of you can stop me, So, Helena with the early point basin. Ekaz gets the water back, and we'll move on. Round 3 is Guild Bank Raid. Well, it's not as high amount of demand as normally it would be, because Hundro's already at Swordmaster. So, Hundro will take Swordmaster. He's going to be able to cash in it again, courtesy of the fact he's got his thing here. Helena's obviously going to start just jamming the Fremen immediately. No surprise there. Ekaz has pulled Seek allies. Could definitely conspire first here. Conspire and get troops up and kind of see how the ground stands. Can't be bad. You don't really need the money, though. Is there any way you're desperate to get to first? Oh, he fold spaces it. Wow. Okay, well, I guess he figures he can cash in the shipping next round and beat Helena to Swordmaster. I guess you can always have problems with Yuna anyways. Yuna's always going to get there, so... Yuna's just going to smuggle, kind of just chill and wait. Takes the early entry. Finds Rapid Mobilization. Third card off the deck's pretty nice. That'll be useful for later. Hundro's resourceless. Has to smuggle, obviously. Has to go shipping now. Trying to think what his next move's going to be with his Diplo. Probably just like a Secrets or something, it looks like. Could conceivably maybe take Spice and threaten like a selective breeding or something. Trash out Recon. It feels kind of bad. Memo Quarters just stays in the row. Yuna's going to try and grab that if she can. And I think she's going to find her way to it as well, which is kind of crazy. Hanjo does take the spice. Helena's just going to grab some stuff. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. Nominee Kaz has options. Didn't go conspiring, so obviously happy to give up the Swordmaster for now. Could go Mentat, so you can then take an action on the board and trash a coordination. Memo Quarters is also still sitting right there. And you'd fear that if you don't take it, like, Hanjo or Yuna are probably going to grab it. So if you want Memo Quarters, you have to take it now. It'd leave you with 6 Persuasion. You know, which isn't bad. But you don't have Atomics. So that's a bit of a problem. I don't hate going Member Quarters here. I mean, you don't have to. He can't. He really wants to Mentat, I think. Really wants to Mentat, but it just feels too slow. And besides, you've got Breakthrough. You can always use that for the trash anyways. So I think for me it's Memo Quarters. And buy a decent card or two. I think that's the way I would be looking to proceed as Ekaz. Like, how Memo Quarters is still there 3 rounds in, I have no idea. And bumps are bumps. Like, you can obviously take it and then cash your shipping in next round, assumably, and get in front with the Spacing Alliance. Can't be bad. Wow, mops for the Mentat. Oh wow, and Yuna doesn't even go for Memo Quarters. Yuna's like, I would like some money. What on earth? And Hanjo can't even get and Hanjo has no access. What is happening here? Hanjo's just gonna Seech. And he's gonna try and cut off the money here. Because of course he's got economic positioning. He doesn't even use Diplo. It's got funky, this. Helena with 3 Persuasion. I think is just going to take Benny's sister, I would guess. Or Dissecting Kit. Finds Bindu Suspension off the Intrigue. Takes Chom as well. Not intending to actually ship with it, really. Just kind of... that's probably for some High Council. Well, Ekaz has drawn really strange now. And he's in kind of a weird spot as to what on earth he does. If he takes an action, he has to draw a card. Which I get the impression Ekaz doesn't really want to do. I'm really amazed. I mean, I get going Mentat. I guess it's crazy to have gone Mentat, none of the other 2 taking Memo Quarters, and for you to not actually draw the access is pretty wild. You could break through and bump down and try and find something to draw more cards to get that council access. The problem is your dagger's out, so you're relying on like your ring. I think only your ring. I don't think you bought anything else, so it's hard for you to actually find it. And I would much prefer as Ekaz to be culling these cards here. So Arakina is, he's going to double draw, finds in the shadows. Also finds Experimentation, so 6 Persuasion. He's going to get a Benny bump, which is nice. No need to put any troops in here. It's not really doing anything for you. So Yuna is going to reveal for 4. Has Puppet for 5 if she wants it. So the farmer's being looked at, you know, for the extra money. And opts to go for it. And the merchant. So going all in on cash here is Yuna. Trying to just find maximum ring hits here. Hanjo reveals for 3. Benny's sister looks good and agrees. And Ekaz is going to reveal for 6. And the Benny bump. Gurney Halleck turns up on the row. That looks pretty good for 6. And we'll go for it. Opts to get rid of Recon because he's got Gurney instead of the dagger, which I think is reasonable. Everyone passes the combat and just takes their stuff. Dreizo attempting to make the world record for the fastest Dune Imperium game ever played. And we're going to move on to the 4th round. Arrakis is next. Victory points in the conflict. You'd think Hondro probably the best place to look to try to take this on. Yuna has not drawn the ring. I think Yuna's last card to pull is her signet ring, which is kind of amazing. Helena's just going to conspire to get Swordmaster behind Yuna. Makes sense. Finds Glimpse the Path off the intrigue. It's pretty good for her as well. That's very nice. It's a really good intrigue for Helena, that. Ikaz will ship. Now he can't get Memo Quarters. It's just sitting up there. Oh my god, look at Hondro's hand here. Double daggers, double fold space, convincing. It's a wild hand. Do you think 100 Moritani goes Dreadnoughts here? Maybe so. I have no idea what Ikaz is going to bump. I don't know Ikaz is just bumping the Bene Gesserit to get Shadows active. Or is he just going to rely on reveals here? Or do you go, yeah, and go spacing? It's either Benny or spacing. Go spacing instead. Obviously needs the cash for his Swordmaster. Yuna has the Swordmaster. And then Helena obviously will follow. Kaz finding Harvest Cells. Not bad. So, the question is, Hundred, what does he do here? I actually don't hate Dreadnoughting here. And he agrees. I like it. I think this is a cool move. You can definitely take whatever bump you want here. Yeah, Fremen's fine. He's gonna draw. I don't mind using one of your fold spaces because, like, you've drawn both of them. Looks pretty good. Chalmurky turning up on their own now. Helena can go Mentat. And is considering Mentatting here. No, he can grab Swordmaster whenever. She's gonna Bindu first and see what she pulls. Convincing's not particularly what was being looked for. So I think we will see Mentat here. I think Helena's gonna look for something stronger here. 6 in hand. Yep, it's gonna pull Shai Halud aside here, I suspect. Finds Esmar, which is not persuasion. But I think Shai Halud to the side looks fine anyways. We'll probably use Glimpse to try draw. Ikaz is going to go ahead and research to take the coin, but can't get his Swordmaster or Mentat here, so it's not doing a ton. It's one action he's got. He's got his ring. He's got Diplo. I don't think there's anything that's strong enough for the ring here. I think I'd be Diploing if I could. Diplo Hardy Warriors looks pretty good to me. But I'm pretty concerned about Hondro's Dreadnought here. That looks really scary. So maybe you step aside this conflict and wait for another one. It feels bad to not use Diplo here. Could just Diplo Steel Suits. It's a point. I think you got to hit Fremen here. You know, you're going to get your Swordmaster next round. Next round, you know you're going to be able to ship Swordmaster. He's also considering smuggling here. But again, there's nothing awesome to really ring. Imperial Spy is probably the best thing. You'd probably just take like a liaison, if anything. Just don't feel that great. So, it's a bit tricky. Opts to smuggle. It's got to be smuggling, right? Or is he going... Goes Haga Basin. Just taking the spies. Okay. I mean, it's not a... It can't be a bad move, but I'm a little surprised. The thing is, he can't get Harvest Cells off here. He will not be able to deploy enough, so... It's an interesting move. You don't have to take something with the ring, Bavikaz. You could just ignore it. Imperial Spy might be good for him, actually. Just for the faction access. But does opt for the liaison. Well, Yuna's not going to say no. She'll happily just smuggle away here. Wants to get herself ready for shipping soon. More money would be taken. Thing is, I think Yuna's going to have too much money here. Truth be told. Unless she finds flagships, I don't think she's going to be able to offload all of this. Hondro's going to Hardy Warriors, and we'll just... He's going to throw it all in, but I don't think he really needs to throw all this in. But I guess if you go with 3 daggers, just keeps it safe. Guarantee the point, can't be bad. Helena's looking for better cards. Well, finds Dissecting, which is not active, so he's just going to use this to get the Swordmaster now, and then obviously trash the dagger. And then I'm guessing he's just going to go Imperial Basin and just limp a troop in, and just feel pretty good on resources. I don't really see what else you're doing here, Helena. I mean, like, I don't think you're playing Esmar here, and you don't have the spice for it anyways. Also has intentions of actually taking Shai-Hulud, though. So if you play Dissecting, you don't have enough for Shai-Hulud. But that means you're then also sacking off your next action as well. You got to take Swordmaster here. You can't not. But I don't know if Shai-Hulud's worth it enough. That's what he's thinking of. Like, does he really want Shai-Hulud? It's a good card. But, like, you're making a lot of sacrifices for it. You can't not take your Swordmaster. It seems bonkers. Esmar's made this awkward. Wow, he's just gonna really want Shai-Hulud, I guess, does Helena. Really wants Shai-Hulud and sacks off the sword and just gives up an action for it. Wow, complete indecision from him. So he's just going to go ahead and just take Swordmaster, and he's going to reveal here for Shai-Hulud. Real indecision. Don't see that a lot from him. I don't know, is Shai-Hulud worth it that much to, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I guess you could argue you're going to get the trash anyways when you take Shai-Hulud. I don't know, we'll see. Ikaz reveals for 4 and takes Camp. He's obviously loaded with supplies. Hunjo's going to get this conflict basically unopposed. I think Yuna was intending to go Wealth here, but truth be told, I think I'd be going Stillsuit here, because I don't think Helena's actually going into this conflict. Like, after spending that much time and, like, not trashing, like, unless they're playing Esmar Tuek, which she might play Esmar Tuek. But I feel like she would have played Esmar Tuek. She would have done so anyways, because she's got the card draw. So would have happily trashed with Dissecting, so Esmar's probably getting revealed here. Ikaz rips his ring. He feels he's done with it, and his deck's good enough. He's taken Missionaria, along with Camp, and has got rid of his ring. Figures it's done. Well, Yuna's he's gonna go Imperial Spy anyway, so Hunter's gonna win this uncontested. Which is pretty wild. Man, what do you do here? Do you just go Imperial Basin? It's kind of weird. You do this, it actually gives Helena, I mean, she could use Esmar. I don't know what else you're doing here, though. Like, unless you're going to High Council, you could obviously just go Secrets and just take a bump. I think I'd prefer going Secrets here. Yeah. I feel like Secrets is probably a better move here. Or go High Council with that. Interesting. Well, you don't need that anymore. 5 Persuasion. I think the draw's fine. He's worried about what his next card is, which is his Liaison. So he's going to have 7. He's got Atomics, so he's going to possibly rip the row and try and find something good. Let's just see what happens. Helena's going to research in the end after all of that. And Helena's on 5 plus 1. She's at 6. She doesn't have enough persuasion for Shai-Hulud. Oh my god, 5 Charm Delegates, the only card you didn't want to see. That's pretty amazing. Oh man. Other cards were Still Suits and Experimentation. That is pretty amazing. So, Helena's made a lot of... well, Helena's made a lot of effort for going for this. I don't know, you could argue Helena, like, set herself up for revealing. It's unlucky to draw Charm Delegate, but, you know... I know for myself, like, sometimes you take a lot of risks and you kind of get greedy, and that's what can happen there. So I think there's only one trash. I think Helena could have like second trash there, but it's optional, so I can't tell him that he can do it. You know, I think about to ask the question here. Yuna's gonna reveal for free, and I don't know if she wants to take anything here. Imperial Spy, maybe? Yeah, I think Helena, like, she went up. So I think Helena could trash, because she trashed with the experimentation with Dissecting Kit. There we go, the question asked there, yeah, so. One trash for that, and another one aboard trash, which he forgot, so... But yeah, I mean, this is, I'd say for Dreizo, like, I can understand being a little grieved, but, like, you also greeted. And, yeah, like, that's the problem. Sometimes you just draw the one thing that you don't want to find, and that's exactly what happened there, so... You know, that's the way it goes. So, Shai-Hulud is going in the bin, so Helena's going to have to rethink plans here. Maybe might see Ixion Engineer, there's some cheap techs out there, maybe try and pick up a point with that, I don't hate... It's either that or, like, or Spice Trader. Five Solari for Helena and 2 Spice from Reveal, which is a ton. Depends which way you see it. I think Ixion Engineer is not outrageous here. But goes for the Spice Trader instead. I guess you figure with Steel Suits, that's an alliance you can chase. But Hundro has pushed heavy here. Yeah, I mean, you know, you were there. It wasn't you couldn't hit it, it's that you were there, and you rolled one too many dice. Helena takes the spice, the Talaxu spice at least, and will take the money. Hundro will have to... So, Helena's gotten 9 Solari effective on reveal, which is pretty wild. Yellow's doing a good job here, I think. Yellow knows they need to pick up more... Wow, I was going to say, Yellow knows they need to keep pushing the Fremen, and then he pulls plans within plans, so he might not plan to anymore. Okay, well, plenty going on. Round 5 is up. Siege of Carthag is next. So, only Ekaz to get his Swordmaster, which he can get with Scientific Breakthrough he picked up. I didn't even spot that and all the carnage. So, ship, Mentat slash Swordmaster. Work it out from there. So now I think you want to go for both, if you can. Yuna has... tons of money and needs to start using it. Could see a Steel Suits here, I suspect, for a point. Yeah, and does. Puts both in, so clear declaration of intent. Hundro's probably just going to go base in here and take a load of spice. Helena losing it for the flag. Interesting that Hundro went to cover up the flag rather than take... Carthag and hope for the free troop, which would have come in the end. Interesting. Helena up. I could see Helena mentating here, just trying to recover a little bit here. Yep. Just trying to recover and trying to take stock of the situation. Both Ixion Engineers out in the row now. Swordmaster for Ekaz. We'll get some trashing while he does it. Definitely a chance for Ekaz to do some good stuff here. Yuna needs to use her ring. I don't know if Yuna's ever going to actually use Organ Merchants. Or she's got no specimens to do it with anyways here. Yuna to Research Station? No, he's going to Great Flat it instead. Which I don't hate. Could be eyeing up flagships here. Because he's going to get another spice with the Signet Ring. Definitely being threatened here. Gets the Highlander shipping going. Definitely trying to take this one down. But I think it's going to be difficult to actually achieve. 100 selectives. Dagger goes, I assume. Yep. Draws 2. I think it's fun to take your dagger out here. It can't be bad. Are you that interested in the combat here? I don't think so. What else are you going to trash here? Your recon? Gotta trash something. Why do you still want your dagger here? I know your recon's also not doing a ton, but... So Helena's just going to Carfag. Just kind of reassessing here. Does have still sees manufacturer, so he's kind of, I guess, hoping to get the Hardy Warriors. I think I'd be going Hardy Warriors first here with Diplo or Steel Suits. I know you kind of want to keep the water, but like you don't need to go harvesting as much. Esmar Tuek is doing the jobs for you. Yeah, false space don't feel too great. Busy just showing half your hand here on the table. Dreizo really caught in 2 minds at the moment. Not enjoying this at all. I mean, the problem is, like, do you ever think you've got any chance of taking the Fremen Alliance? It doesn't look very likely, but if you don't try, you won't get there. I mean, Hardy Warriors, you know, with Steel Suits, you get it's a bump. You keep your water, basically. Do you value, like, Research Station that much? You got Recon. But then, where are you getting the water from? You'd have to go to Siege anyways. Helena's trying to, like, sort out his order here. He's trying to just work out and put together a plan here of what his actions are. I think he is hoping to get to Hardy Warriors. But we'll see. Armin Kaz just bombs it at Highliner. Good God. Just fires it in. No fear. Always helps when you then pull in the shadows on your redraw. It always feels pretty good. And Yuna's going to be like, well, okay, I guess you win this time. For me, it's flagships for me. Especially given that, you know, you're good for money. Like, you don't need to worry about it too much. Like, you've set yourself up for it, and you're going to have loads of money. Like, your ring is not going to offset you entirely here. It's got to be flagships for me. Gets to the point. Flagship, you can put those in. It's round 5. Like, you can definitely threaten round 7, round 8 with that. Like, you're not winning this conflict. There's nothing you can do. Oh my God, it's going Carfag? Oh, this feels like desperation. Oh, I don't like this move. It feels like I'm hoping to get lucky here. Now you're at risk at secret stealing. Yeah, see, it's kind of a weird spot you've put yourself in now. You can't use rapid. And that's the thing, you go flagships, you just build up for rapid mobilization. I really think rapid flagship's the move there. I guess it's not under any immediate danger, but why not just do it now while you've kind of got an off turn? Don't know. Smuggle the ring for Hundro. Helena is, I mean, Hardy Warriors are still sitting there. Yeah, I think if no one's gone there yet, you might as well just do it. Kaz is going to reveal for 4 and a bump. He could use free Solari to pay for a couple of troops. I don't hate him paying him just a garrison, truth be told. I don't hate it. Gets rid of his experimentation, so they're both gone. Almost all of his freaking original deck is out of here. I don't hate paying just a garrison and start getting ready, but you don't have to. Depends how you see it. Do you think you're going to get to, like, Mentat next round if you keep the money? I don't know. Also, Gurney in the future, you're probably going to want to use it? I would imagine you'd actually want to be looking to use it, so I'm okay with paying for it and garrisoning. You don't have to worry about it with Harvest Sales. Harvest Sales is done on cleanup, so... Put some in. You'd think the guy had staged or something. He's absolutely terrified of Yuna with all these intrigues. He's absolutely mortified. There's basically an admission of, I have no battle intrigues, please stay away, Yuna, is basically what that's saying to me. Especially if I'm in Yuna's shoes. But she doesn't have anything to counterattack, so that's pretty wild. Andro's going to get his Talaxu point. Gets him up to 5. Memo causing plans within plans, by the way, is pretty wild. Helena's going to get a free city visit to Carthag, I would imagine. And, yep. Demand respect is found. Can definitely pay for the spice, but has to win a conflict, which is going to be difficult. I wonder if we might see a highline coming up here, if at all possible. So Ikaz passes. Yuna will pass and say, yeah, you had this ages ago. Ikaz will get his harvest cells off here, at least. That's very expensive combat. You can get the troop from the combat if you need to. It comes, it's done at cleanup. So that is totally legal to do if necessary. We'll take the point. Yuna finds Dispatch and Envoy there. Pretty nice intrigue, although needs to start getting using of some of these. Get a little bit, little clustered up. And we're going to move on here. Round 6. It is sought through the chaos. The Mentat conflict here. And Yuna's going to be up first. So, bit of funkiness here. Going to snoop, try and find a card. Now, interesting thing to note as well with Dispatch and Envoy, it's pretty cool. You can actually pair that with Slig Farmer. It adds the icons to whatever card it is. So, it can actually turn like a +1 into a +5. Super cool. That's definitely a thing that you can do. She'll ship first regardless, I imagine, and just kind of reassess from there. But that might well be the plan here. Is look Slig Farmer right here. Yeah, the Dispatch adds the icons, doesn't replace them, so I suspect that might be something you see here. Pretty sweet. There is spice everywhere. Somehow Flagship's still up on the opening row. Yuna's desperately trying to protect her hand here, so it's going to use Rapid Mobilization now in order just to get the stuff out, because obviously wants you to dispatch, but it's scared of secret stealing. Hunter's going to go and grab the spice at Basin. He's going to do the research, which means that that will enable subject to actually work here. Makes sense. It's definitely make a push for that second Talaxu point, but time could be difficult here. What's up dropping the Dreadnought? Seems no reason not to. Helena's probably going to use Spice Trader and unload Chom Delegate for tons of resources. Which means Ikaz is probably would have got to Mentat if he'd had the ability to, which is kind of funny. So he's going to want to use Scientific Breakthrough so he can cash in that point at least. Research Station maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Helena Arrakis it. Obviously buckets of resources here. This might be the conflict she goes for as well with Demand Respect. Maybe eyeing up perhaps like a steal of the Fremen Alliance or maybe even the spacing once on a blue moon. I feel like the steal's going to be on order here, most likely. So Ikaz is up. It will be Scientific first here. Just going to smuggle. You know, I like that. Now's probably a good a time as any to do it. Get some Garrison troops in. What do you bump here? Emperor? Fremen? Do you go for the Bene Gesserit? It's kind of brave. Oh, he's going to go for it. Ooh. Bit risky here. Taking the cash, but not bumping down, I think is reasonable. You're never really going to get all these Talaxu points. So I think just take the one, keep the cash for like high counts, and something looks pretty good to me. He's up to 6. Takes the lead, if just for the short while. Here comes Yuna with the Dispatch. So I expect we'll see Slig Farmer used here as well. To, I don't know exactly where she's going. Selective, probably? Yeah, Selective looks pretty good. Right, so there's a lot's going to happen here. It's going to be pretty complicated action. So, +6 for Slig Farmer. -5 for the Beetle Bump. Gets an action to research. Do you bump up? Do you bump down? I don't know. Do you get rid of strategic push? I'd be okay with getting rid of strategic push. You can also go down and just trash a ton of cards. I'm okay with that. And looks like that's what she's going to do. There goes the dagger. There goes recon. They're out of here. It's going to draw 2. I don't know. I think I would have considered, like, I would have considered bumping up to get rid of strategic and just draw more cards and maybe try and buy Spicer's Flood or something. But it's actually not a bad draw here. It's got 7. But with the ring, though, obviously she wants to use that, but maybe you go High Council here, because it sets up Talaxi Puppet, gets the Spice. I'm just Mentats here. Seems not a bad move. Probably get rid of the, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what that's about. Maybe you just get rid of the dagger here, looks fine. Man, if Helena really wants to go for the Fremen, she can. She's got every reason to with Steel Suits Manufacturer. And the problem is, I don't see how Hundro is going to ever realistically defend here. Like, if Helena goes in really heavy, that might raise some suspicions of either a stage or a demand respect. But it's really hard to preemptively bump the Bene Gesserit, the Fremen here, especially when you've got Quarter's end plans. Like, he's trying to work out what his other card is. It's the Liaison. Should probably draw it, and we'll take it. So Helena just highlines it. Good grief. Finds Esmar. That feels pretty good. How much is going in? A lot of it. Yeah, for me, that's red flags. Throws in all 7 on the Mentat conflict. It seems absurd. Obviously, we know why. But this is big red flags here. Can Hundro find a trip to Steel Suit somehow? I don't see how he does. The thing is, does he even want to? Maybe he just commits the plan to Memo Quarters. It's kind of a weird one, isn't it? He can have an action still. He's got a couple. Could go Research Station. Go Secrets, take the Alliance. Steel Suits as a point. Wealth sets up for a point. Could go Wind Traps, maybe. Just have loads of water. You feel like you've got the Diplo. You should probably use it, though. Secrets can't be bad. It's just a point, a couple of intrigues. Can't be a bad move. It's a little tricky, this, though. Feels like there's a big moment here. Go Research Station first. Does go Research Station first. It's going to draw 3. I don't know quite what you're looking for, though. Wow, that's a pretty decent draw. My God, look at that. 2, 4, 6, 7. That's 8. Wow. That is some draw from Ekaz. This could well be tech negotiation for Wind Traps now. Try and threaten another Great Flat or Research Station and get the Spiceman's Flow. Unit does High Council, so no ring used, but is what it is. Not going to use Talaxi Puppet, though. It's going to hold on for the point. I would have been tempted to use Signet Ring and actually just use Puppet for the point here, but either way is good. Helena using Esmar Tuek here. Wow. So, is it the Spacing Alliance being threatened here? Oh my holy god. Wow. Helena's found the Fremen bump. What? Well, that's the Fremen Alliance gone. There is absolutely nothing Hunter can do about this. That is absolutely disgusting. Hence the extra troop here. Man, that is nuts. Tech negotiation with Wind Traps for me here, and that is what we see from Ekaz. So Yuna's going to buy a Spice. Ekaz is going to buy a Spice. Hunter's he's got 6 and has an action still. I mean, there's nothing really to go for on the row that really requires revealing early. There is an Exit Engineer, but I mean, I don't know. I don't feel great. Did you just go Siege here? I don't hate Siege. You could also go Dreadnoughting here. The only problem with going Dreadnoughts is that, like, how are you ever going to get economic positioning going? I'm not sure you are. If you go Siege, like, you can smuggle and go down and take the cash, and you're always good for the point. But he's going to Dreadnought it. I think think I would have preferred Siege personally, but that's just me. Helena's going to reveal for 6 and some stuff. And here comes the throw and bump. Just going to buy liaisons here. So obvious intentions for research station, buy spies here. There goes the throne alliance. It's out of here. There's absolutely nothing 100 can do about it. Or is there? Oh my god, shuttle fleets on the row. I didn't even see that. Wow, Hundred could have a real dilemma in the next round here if this goes how I think it might go. There's the spice for Kaz. Solari for Gurney. He puts him in. Man, Red has been really liberal with their troop use in this one. It's kind of surprising. Would have thought you just keep those for next round, but okay. 100 with 4, I don't think he's going to bother buying. Helena's obviously going to take the Throne Alliance here, but 100 Mauritani is going to be able to go up and down with smuggling, assumably, and he can shuttle fleet and take the Alliance back. I don't see how he's ever scoring that. The problem is, though, does Hundred actually take this Alliance? Because he definitely can. Helena fight. Wow, that's pretty dirty. Insult to injury here. I don't know if Helena's favourite by any stretch. Ikaz is holding on. If Hundred finds shipping... Oh, he does have experimentation. It's economic supremacy, by the way. There's plenty of resources out there to pay for points. Wow, what the hell does Hundred do here? You can go up and down and get shuttle fleet, end bump down, and that's 4 bumps. You can definitely seal the Fremen here. He does take shuttle fleet, but I don't know. If the thing is, he's got plans as well as memo quarters. If it was just memo quarters, I'd take the Alliance all day. But when you got plans and quarters, it's a bit tricky. How many bumps would he need? 5. So he can get 4. He's got Truthsayer, so he can probably get to either Emperor or Bene Gesserit. Dreizo's pretty unhappy with that situation. I don't know if it's the right move for Hunter, though, to take this Alliance. He can't threaten Red unless he absolutely just jams it to Bene Gesserit, but he might be happy with second, and he knows Ekans has in the shadows somewhere. I don't know. It's a tough one. If it was just quarters, it'd be 100% take Fremen. But when plans is also in your hand, do you think you can get this extra bump? Like, if you leave it for Bene Gesserit, you get in the secrets. If you leave it for Emperor, are you going to get the wealth and it be useful? Could conceivably, as Hundro, leave wealth open, take the cash, and then look to go hit wealth, and that will get economic ready. But it looks like he's going to go Bene Gesserit here, and he's going to take the spice. Did he take the spice? I'm not sure. He might have done. So, Helena, very glad to have her alliance still with steel suits. So, she's just going to use that a ton, I would imagine, here. Hunjo Moritani is going to hope to get to... You're going to hope to get to the secrets, I guess. Gurney for Ekaz to research station. It's going to be 4 cards and a troop. Drawn pretty damn well. Ekaz feels like he's going to have to get involved in this fight here. There's points on the table. Tons to fight for. If Yuna wants the high line, she's kind of got to do it now, but she might not opt to do so. Nope, doesn't. Selected breeds, just takes the point. Thinks it's better. Stagger goes, draws 2. That's not bad. Signet ring, slick farmers, pretty alright. Hunter's got a problem here. Hunter's got Ixen engineer, but he can't get this third tech. Spice satellites is too expensive, and if he goes Signet Ring to pick up the spice, he then doesn't get the Bene Gesserit point. He gets 1 point, he gives up another. You have to go secrets, right? You kind of set yourself up to go secrets. I mean, you can also go wealth. But I feel like you've set yourself for secrets and you're here. I think you might as well. He does. What does he find? Oh, blackmail. I tell you what, that's useful at the Fremen. That's very useful at the Fremen. That's a huge 5 swords. It's totally free. He's really convincing. Find subject. Ooh, it's... I mean, it's a bump for an intrigue, but I don't think he's going to get the point. Helena research stations with steel suits. Unsurprisingly, just going to keep using that. Just draw as many cards as possible. We'll hope to get the Spice Must Flow here. Helena's going to try and close this out and hope it all works itself. She probably wants to go Imperial Basin if she can to get these spies, but can always just go Hagar Basin or Great Flat if necessary. Ikaz with 6, 8, 9. That's 11. Ikaz would love to get Missionaria off here. He feels he's got to get this Bene Gesserit alliance, but he'd have to reveal in the shadows, which means he's going to take some time to do that. Also, the Fremen is just a point. He also has a combat to fight for. So he's off the basin. He's just going to throw a ton of dudes in. And figure, well, if I can just win the conflict and get 2 points, that'd be great. He's no intrigues whatsoever. Hundred's staring him down with dreads, but he's only got 1 action. So Yuna's going more money. Oh my gosh. So smuggling. So he's going to get 2 coins for smuggling, 5 for organ merchants, 3 for slig farmer. It's plus 10 minus 5. My god. I'm a bit worried for Yuna here, though. I think she's got some problems. I think Yuna needs another round, but I don't know if there's gonna be another round. Not if Red has his way. And Helena's getting involved too, and Helena's about to score a load of points. Just gonna threaten the Emperor, might as well. 100 in real problems here. I do not know what 100 does. He can't... There's nothing he can do. He's got no mining access anymore. So it's Carthag, or it's Arrakis, or it's subject for an intrigue. I guess you might as well just go Carthag and put some dudes in. What else are you going to do here? Finds refocus, which... I mean, it ain't doing much. It's a card draw, I guess, for what it's worth, but not much to be done. What does he find? Anything useful? Recons. Not doing much, truthfully. I guess it's dreads in and try to fight Helena for this point. But it ain't much else. It feels pretty bad. Helena with the 3rd steel suits manufacturer of the round. Arrakis now. Just drawing a million cards of it. Just going to put troops in here. This point could be really important. Helena's going to have to go mining here. Doing the maths. So it's going to be mining for Arrakis. Those things must awaken. It's going to be Spice Must Flow. No Bene Gesserit point for her, though, because it got blocked by Hundro. Ikaz finds the Fremen point within the shadows. And has enough for the Spice. So he's going to be at 9. Plus whatever happens at the conflict. Yuna with the signet ring. Signet ring's it's tech negotiation. Go Chalmurky. Whoa, Chalmurky? Why didn't you not just go Spice Satellites? That's just a straight point, Spice Satellites. Chalmurky. Ooh, I don't think I like that. Like, you can just get Spy Satellites and, like, she's got all the factions already. You just get it, you trash it. It's just a hard point. See how murky it is, though. Reinforcements and tiebreakers on. It's not doing much here. Hunjo reveals for 4 and gets nothing. Helena high councils with the ring. That'll be Spice Must Flow. Helena's hoping to win this battle point and get to 10. Ikaz with his 10 point there, with trashing in the shadows. Pretty nice. Finds the other half of his cells, which isn't doing anything really at this point. And I think Yuna's out of time. Ikaz is at 10 and no one's stopping him. This game is over. Yuna needed another round here. She needed to get puppets up. She had so much potential for next round here, probably. But it's just out of time. So, Helena's going to reveal for Spice. Is going to get the Talaxu point as well. Finds Gruesome, which ain't doing anything. It's going to get to 9. Helena hoping among all hopes that she gets to second place in the combat. And 10 in the in 10 overall and hold on for second place. But Honjo Moritani's got Blackmail. And Blackmail is going to be good enough here. And that, coupled with Quarters and Plans Within Plans, is going to beat Helena by a sword to second place. It's been a wild, wild match, this. There's the Blackmail. And giving the faction, funnily enough, gave him the Blackmail fodder to get Memo and Plans and Plans on the absolute nose, which is pretty crazy. Oh, dear. It has not been Dreizo's day. You can feel a bit hard done by, perhaps, with a little bit of it, but it's the way it goes. So, Ikaz wins it with 12. Hundro is going to have 3 endgame points here. And is going to pip Helena for second place. Dreizo's going to have to settle with a couple. And Yuna just needed one more round. And I think could have had a lot of potential. But just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, alas. What are you going to do? Well played, Red, I suppose. It was a good game. But God, it was wild. So here's a look at the Group M standings after that. 7 matches played, only 3 remaining. And Webben, with a pretty disappointing end to his group campaign, means that although he sits at the top spot, he is almost certain to lose it to Avenger in Avenger's last game. And Chariot and Intruse, both with decent positions to unset Webben, although they would need to win the remaining match, as the first tiebreaker is matches 1 and then average points, which Webben will be losing to them probably. So the extra win, he's going to have to hold on for dear life. Dreizo finds himself in mid-table with a win, and then the 3rd place here. It'll be a little bit disappointing to have not gotten the extra point here. But still a decent shot to make a top 4 finish. And fumbles with 2 seconds, finishing with currently at 6 points after a couple of games, which is not bad at all, but definitely needs to try and find a win, make a push towards the top 4 if at all possible. Other than that, though, still games to be played. River Green not looking good to hold on for a top 6 finish. Pretty all over the place game. I can definitely understand Dreizo being a little exasperated at the research station draw. Kind of definitely got into a bit of a pickle that round, there's no question. But I think the problem was as well is the fact that it wasn't that he didn't have it, was trying to find it and didn't, but it's the fact that he had the persuasion and then took the extra spin at research station and lost it. I mean, we've all been there. And, you know, I'm not going to say that it wasn't unlucky, because it was an unlucky draw, but the problem is, of only 4 cards, and Chom Delegate's there, like, you take that extra dice roll, you know, there is risk involved, and unfortunately, it got heavily burned. And, you know, I don't know how much of a difference losing Shai Halud there would have made in the overall course of the game. It probably would have got Helena to second place, given how the results ended out here. And thinking that he lost this round 7 combat by a sword, definitely feels like they probably could have got second place outside of that. But, you know, we've all been there, just one too many dice rolls and getting burned, and that's the way it goes. So a little unfortunate there, but I think it was a pretty good match played by pretty much all. Webben would have liked to have finished with an extra point on the board just to feel a little bit happy about the situation. Now has to know that Avenger is going to usurp top spot here and might get knocked out the top 2 as well. So a little bit disappointing there, but I think can feel pretty happy for a general group campaign. But that is going to be all for the match here and the video. Of course, if you like what we do, you can definitely support us on the channel. We'd hugely appreciate that. We've got our Discord, there's a Patreon, all that lovely good stuff. We've got tons more content still to come for the group stages as well. Plenty more games. And now as some of the groups are getting towards the back ends and people really having to fight tooth and nail for those positions, the nervous games definitely start to begin. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next conflict.